County Fairgrounds and Cool K here. Do I have Michael Schikora on the line with me?
Yes, you do.
Hi, Mike.
Hello. How are you?
You're an owner artist at Front Range Records. You want to explain that to me, please?
Sure. I created a label and called it Front Range Records out of Colorado, and signed a couple artist friends, and then that way I have my music under a label, kind of umbrella, and I started it in Colorado when I lived there. So.
Okay, you're listed as a producer, songwriter, recording artist, musician. How do you mostly make your living? I'm curious.
Well, when I did the third album, I luckily I was working a corporate job in Colorado and ended up moving to Texas to kind of keep the corporate world coming. And my publicist at the time out of Nashville said I could probably do well in Texas with a lot of the gig opportunities and do the radio tours and all that stuff to build my brand of music. So I took the leap, and luckily the corporate job laid me off. Yay! So I used that time to focus on music 100%, and it kind of worked. So I did pretty good with it, and here I am today, just kind of post-COVID, kind of trying to blow the dust off all the efforts and see where we can start going, since the music world's moving so fast these days. So.
Yes, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So are you considered a country western artist?
Well, I think who knows anymore. I think it's more Americana. The last promoter I used on the last album was Americana, and that's how they promoted me. So I think it's a little safer because I'm not your traditional country artist. I got a lot of blues and a little bit of other, folk and pop influence, but not as poppy as country today. But you probably can't tell that from the song I sent you, but it's a mix. On my albums, I always had a kind of a mix of styles that flashes back to the Burrito Brothers, the Flying Burrito Brothers, or Chris Hillman Band, or what's it called, Desert Rose Band way back. Some of the Poco sound, that's where my producer's influence comes in, because they love the Beatles and the old classic rock, and they infuse that kind of style into my songs. So every time I go out there, I got to relearn my songs after we record them, because they always end up a little different than I walked in with.
Okay, so have you done any performances lately, and where?
Yeah. Literally just got back into town this past week. I was up in Montana for a 40th high school reunion. I haven't been back since 2012. I headlined a rodeo up there. But I did a house concert. It was some friends and family kind of demanded they pretty much forced me to bring my guitar, and we did a house concert for a private one up there. So it was a lot going on. But before that, I opened for some friends out here. Austin Cunningham, the name one. He's got a long history of songs cut by big artists, and I met him back in Nashville, but he actually lives out here, and we ran into each other, ironically, and you just never know. We're all small world, isn't it?
So, do you perform at county and state fairs?
Haven't in a while. A lot of this I stopped playing due to the grueling schedule it was becoming, to 3 to 4 nights a week. And
yes,
at the time, it's great you can play like that in Texas. You don't always make a lot of money, and you're trying to reach higher for that bigger ring on the hook. But I was getting pretty close, but I was also burning out at the same time. And at the time, I was trying to build this, and I'm sitting in it now, but this 10 by 20 barn apartment, it's basically 2 stalls worth of this 6-stall barn that I live out here in northern Texas, and I live in the barn across the hall from my horses, who are outside staring at me right now. So, but just that, trying to keep that plate spinning and trying to get income as best as I can, and make sure the horses have hay and grain, and they never went without anything. I might have, but it didn't matter. I was just trying to push it, but I had to stop before I hated music, because I was getting really tired of it. I hated to hear myself sing, and I decided I deserved something better, so I pulled back, and then COVID kind of hit.
Yeah.
And I just started recording this album right before COVID. We got 4 songs in the can and then it shut down. And then it's been kind of a slow pickup, but now we're kind of getting into it. I mean, on August 15th, I'm going back to Nashville to record the next 6 songs off for the album because we already got 6 done. But everyone just kind of lazily got back into a routine, you know, and kind of had to take care of the bills initially and figure that out. And so in the meantime, I discovered I can build furniture. So I do that full time here in the barn, and I built a lot of stuff for this little town I live in. And it keeps the hay in the barn and the recording sessions coming. Okay,
so you're not going to give up writing songs and singing, then, is what you're basically telling me.
No, I can't. They haunt me. I thought, okay, that like before, when I got the burnout, I thought before I really hate it, I better stop. Before, you know what I mean? So, and then it took a while. I started doing the furniture thing. It's just, you know, it's another creative outlet to just build something, and it's kind of like building a song. As soon as I visualize it, I can build it. You know, so it's like writing a song. And honestly, the songs crept back in. And I just been writing a lot and taking them to Nashville and playing them for my producers, and we're picking which ones to throw on to the next album and just go at it again. Here we go. Nothing to lose.
So when do you think the album will be out?
I was hoping it would be out this year, but honestly, we're going to have some ready to go. So I'm going to, and nowadays I don't have to actually have the physical whole album ready. I can start lobbing the singles. So I want to do that before Christmas, and we'll have the next 6 songs. We're gonna do a kind of a speed dating sense of we're gonna just knock these songs out really fast and just trust that they'll be right. And I kind of excited about that way of doing it because there's a lot going on with them guys, Michael and Kathy, and they're going to London here in September. Their daughter, she's opening up for Billy Joel. She's doing really super well out in Europe, and so there's a lot going on, and my little star hitched to that wagon is hanging on with, you know, everything I got, because Alyssa and I, the song I sent you is Alyssa and I wrote the song together, their daughter, and it's a really cool tune. She played all the guitar work on it, and so I'm really trying to just stay in the mix, but I got to start now figuring out how to start marketing this stuff. It's all about TikTok, baby. It's all about numbers and likes, and I mean, even my publicist from the last time I was in Nashville last April it was, they said that the labels you can't even do showcases anymore. You have to actually come from a vehicle like an America's Got Talent or, you know, one of those shows, or you just got to be this hit on social media somehow. So it's a different world than it was when I lived there in the 90s. So.
Yeah, so you're in Texas. What area of Texas?
North of Dallas, northeast, about probably an hour plus. I'm in a tiny town called Farmersville. And
okay.
It's a cute little charming town. Out where I live, it's the rolling hills. It looks like the Dales of Yorkshire, you know. But it's hot. It's really hot.
It's hot everywhere right now, dear. So, I mean, you know, like I'm a site that people come to for exposure and things, and I like to help you guys out. So, you know, so you're going to keep doing your music, and you're going to keep doing cats. I see cats on your Facebook page, a lot of them.
Well, they started out as one black cat. Literally, I was in Nashville recording, and a black cat showed up in my barn. And it's the third one that happened, but before it was 2 males. This one apparently was a female, and she had 3 kittens while I was gone. They're feral cats. I mean, I'm out in the country, so I don't purposely own my own cats. I just have horses. That's enough for me. But she had 3 kittens, and then beep, beep, zip, twang, she turned around and had 6 more. So I was looking at 10 cats running around this farm. But natural predatory kind of things out in the country demand that certain things can stay or not. But we're down to 4. I got 6, and then. But it's like, because I love barn cats. They don't come in my house, but they're outside. I don't have mice or snake or rabbit or any other problem out here.
Oh, so, no, I would imagine that.
I'm happy for the cats. I don't mind taking, and they're photogenic as heck. I can only pick up one. The other three still run for me, but I don't mind.
Okay.
Like,
So you're not a married man.
no, I was once, a long time ago, but that's another radio interview.
That sounds scary, dear.
I got out of it. I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're going to keep producing music, and when you go into Nashville?
August 15th, go in. My producers live outside of Franklin, and there's a studio in their house. And so looking forward to it. I love recording more than anything. And when I've got something new to perform, then I'll love the performing again. I need to I'm picking shows right now that we got Kathy and Michael coming out as Bailey and the Boys to Denton, Texas, here as soon as we can get the dates lined up with the university. We're doing something with the School of Music there, kind of bringing Nashville to northern Texas. And talking about the songs, talking about how you got the hits, and talk about their hits and what it is like from their perspective in the music business to the School of Music in Denton. And then we've got some local venues lined up for us to perform all together, and including Farmersville. And so got that kind of stuff going on, and I'm pulling together a concert series out of my hometown, or not hometown, but my town here in Texas, to include some of the bigger artists that I'm really good friends with here in Texas, to let's just make up our own shows and invite the people, and they'll come.
Okay, well, I've thoroughly enjoyed the interview, so how do people reach you if they want to?
Oh, I mean, just once you can figure out how to spell my name right, just Google me, and you'll come up with all the music that's out there right now. There's 3 albums, a Christmas EP, and but I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I'm also I'm on TikTok. I just haven't quite figured out how to make that top pick. So we're still getting used to figuring this out.
Good luck.
Thank you. And,
okay, Mike.
I'll be hitting you up for some fair dates if I go up on tour through Colorado to Montana. So I'll let you know.
Sounds good. Okay, I've enjoyed talking to you, Mike, and hopefully I'll talk to you again soon, and have a good coming up music stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you, and I appreciate the interview. Thank you so much for calling back.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.